Okay, well, I guess we are live. So, if you've been watching all last week, from last week, I got a real bad infection in my elbow. Been in and out of the hospital. And before my last post on Thursday, the Stay Uncomfy post, I was just feeling really down. So my last post was about how down I was feeling. And then I found out the next day I had this crazy infection in my elbow, and it was actually quite severe. And then it started making me think that this is the reason I was feeling so down is because of this infection going through my body. So then it started making me think a lot of times in life I try to be positive and force my way through things against my own will, basically. And I come to realize that sometimes our body, there can be chemical imbalances that are inside our body that throw us off track. And no matter how much we try to stay on track, there's something going on inside our bodies that can throw us in a different direction. So we have to, I realize for myself, I have to really take inventory of my own self. I need to take not just inventory of my brain and my positive, and I need to really start thinking, am I having a positive mindset? But is my physical body in the right condition? And where is my spiritual mindset, or spiritual centeredness, I'd call it? Is that all in order? So there's different aspects, and if one can be off, so I feel I was mentally trying to be positive, but my body inside was not. It was obviously fighting a virus or something trying to take over and infect me. So I really wanted to just quickly talk about, and first of all, right off the start, I've been basically in and out of it. This is the first day I kind of feel like my brain is starting to come back. I've just been on so many medications, antibiotics, had a needle in my arm all weekend for 3 days so I could go back for just intravenous every single night at the hospital. And so I'm not very prepared for this, but I just wanted to come on and stay uncomfortable, because that's what it's about. This whole channel, this whole movement, it's about doing what you said you're going to do, even if it is uncomfortable. So even if I'm not prepared, I still have to come on, even though it still bothers me that I was 17 minutes late. I want to stay true to my commitments and do what I have to do to even if it is uncomfortable. If I'm not prepared, it doesn't matter. Still got to come on here and be uncomfortable, because this whole channel is about being vulnerable and speaking your mind no matter what happens, because the number one thing we have in our life is ourselves. And if we're not being ourselves, then what the hell else is there? So in ourselves sometimes can be positive, it can be negative. We can have all these different situations happening. So you have to just keep showing up, and don't hide just because you're not feeling good one night or one day or a week. You always have to keep showing up and just doing the best you can with what you have right now. And I find a lot of people will try to shy away or not show their bad side, just like on social media, how a lot of people will post just this amazing life, and it's almost so obvious that that is not their exact life. And when you do that, it's almost setting up an example of not a genuine, true depiction of yourself. And I think that might be the idea of it, to make themselves feel better or whatever the reason is. And I'm not just talking about other people. I do that too sometimes. But what I've tried to do now is switch to post things of being uncomfortable, things that I wouldn't usually share. Like if you go onto my Instagram, you'll see under the little circles there, under the story circles, I'll post things just about things that I may be addicted to at this particular time that I can't seem to kick. Or if I'm having a bad day, I'll sometimes post that. And sometimes people don't want to hear that stuff. I know everyone complains. But as long as it's genuine and you can express how you're actually feeling, I think it's very important to get that stuff off your chest and out into the world. And so I thank you guys. If you've been watching my Instagram at Stay Uncomfy, it's great for me to get it out. And I don't know what it's like for you guys to watch it or even to hear me talk about these things. But my hopes are that it inspires you to get some negativity out of you. And don't just spit it out for no reason. Talk about it and get your deep feelings out about whatever it is that's happening. And when you get those deep feelings out, that's when the weight is off, and then you can start really breaking down the problem or coming towards a solution. So that's what this whole channel is about, just staying uncomfortable and just being yourself. And if yourself in this moment is upset, just be upset, but express it genuinely. And I find that so many people, including myself, especially in the past, would just hide our true selves. And how are you doing? Oh, excellent. And really, you're not feeling excellent. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear the negativity, but sometimes we do need to express the negative feelings that we have in this world where everything seems to be switching towards, oh, positive, positive, positive. And the positivity can be good. It can help get you out of certain situations. And it's good to have an overall positive mindset, but just be realistic when you're in that positive mindset. Don't just sit back and kind of feel like being positive is just going to make everything better, because sometimes if you're too positive, you can override other people and not even listen to them, or you shut negative people. If someone's going through a dark time, I'm Mr. Positive. I don't want to deal with anyone negative. So you just shun them away. And I think if you do that, it can actually be a negative impact for that person that you shunned, and actually for yourself, because you're not learning and growing. And I think what we should all be here for is to help learn and help grow with each other. And as long as we keep an open mind and just truly try to feel where other people are coming from, then we can make a positive impact about what they're going through. Even if we haven't gone through it ourselves, it's good to just listen to other people and try to empathize with them, so we can help at least be there for them to help get them out of that situation. Because I know there's times where you are going to be in that situation where you need someone, and if you just were to get shunned in that moment, you wouldn't feel too good. So it's always best to just have an open mind. And if you can't be there for someone because you're going through some negative stuff too, express that to the person that's talking to you, and then maybe you can both work together, or whatever the dynamic is. So this post, like I said, was very unstructured. The goal of this channel is to stay uncomfortable. So I wanted to get on here and just start speaking about how I've been feeling with this last week with this infection. It's been affecting my head, and just it brought me really, really down, and I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And then all of a sudden this morning I woke up and I just felt like my brain came back, and I had like some life come back through me, and it was just a good turn of events. But it made me realize what it's like to have, if there's people out there who are sick, I can really empathize with you, especially if it's a long-term thing. It's just, it can totally alter you, not just your body. It can alter your mind and how you look at things. So it takes real strength to have to come through if you have to live in a sickness. I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I felt like that all the time, and what kind of changes I'd have to make in my life. Instead of just taking medication and having it go away within 1 week. So I empathize with the people who live within sickness that affects the brain, the body, and everything else that helps us through our day-to-day lives. So I respect you guys, and we have some new things coming with Stay Uncomfortable. I'm working with a mentor or a coach, or I don't even know what you'd call it, but tomorrow I'm going to be getting all the full details, and I'm going to be coming with a more structured strategy about my posts, my overall design, the brand of Stay Uncomfortable. And I'm going to put some money into it, so it's going to have a better look, a better feel. I'm probably going to get a producer and just start creating some high quality content. I made a goal this week to speak once on stage, and I have a speaking engagement on, I believe, the 26th. It's for 40 minutes where I'm just going to get on stage and just speak about being uncomfortable in business and in life. Because I feel when you're uncomfortable, when you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, that's when your life begins to change. I find so many people get stagnant in their relationships, in business, in all the different anything important in life, if you aren't uncomfortable, if you aren't pushing forward or pushing towards growth, then I find that's when things start to go wrong, because you're not growing, you're not pushing forward, you're not excited about it. And when that happens, that's when stuff, if you're not growing, you're dying. And that's the only way I think it has to be. So you have to keep pushing forward. You can't just float, because when you take your foot off the gas, that momentum can keep going for a little bit, but it's going to start coming down again, and it's not going to continue to go up. So I'm going to be doing a speaking engagement then, and then I'm going to be announcing what the whole new brand strategy and everything is. That'll probably be next Thursday, and that's going to be me detailing the whole plan for what, because I make no money with this, but I am going to add a component where maybe I can make some income and start doing different engagements in different cities. So stay tuned for that. That'll be next Thursday. And the Wheel Uncomfortable, I'm going to be changing that a little bit. I'm going to be stockpiling some episodes instead of just releasing them every Tuesday. So I apologize if you tried to watch this Tuesday and it wasn't there. We're going to be stockpiling some episodes, producing them a lot better. And because I want to put out good quality stuff. I think we put out enough to get a feel that people do like it. Now the next step is to produce some higher quality content and put some structure behind it, and really put out something of value that you can watch and that you will enjoy watching, because I don't want it to just be some random just things happening. I want to have some sort of structure where you're getting a lot more value out of the stuff that you're watching. So that's going to be, the Wheel Uncomfortable is still going to be recorded, but it's not going to be released until it's edited and produced properly, not just with my skills yet, because my skills haven't, everything so far has been myself, but I'm going to step it up a little bit and maybe get some professional help with that. So stay tuned. Next Thursday will be another Stay Uncomfy live stream. That's where, and I'll be a lot more prepared as long as this infection goes away and stays away. Got the jiu-jitsu tournament coming up at the end of the month on the 28th. I hope this friggin' elbow infection heals, because I bumped it today and it started hurting again and swole up a little bit. So I hope that's another big thing. I hope I can make it too. I will be recording some stuff there if you want to watch me. I found out that it's going to be open weight, or it's 170 pounds and under, but open belt class. So that means I'm going to be up against, I'm a white belt, which is very beginner, but then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other belt levels above me, and it takes about 10 years to get to the top belt of just practice and experience, and I'm going to be up against people in any belt. So I just found out about that. I didn't know that I'd be up against such high level people, but I'm still going to do it anyway. The goal is always to stay uncomfortable, keep pushing forward. Even if you lose, it doesn't matter, as long as you're moving towards what you truly desire. So remember that. And if you aren't moving towards the things you truly desire, then I recommend writing down a list of the top 5, 10 things that you truly love to do, that you maybe used to do in the past, or you've always wanted to do but aren't doing them. And just write those 10 things down and focus on those things. And literally that is what changed my life. So that's my recommendation to you. Thanks for watching. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe. And we'll see you next Thursday, where I give that update on that full plan, the brand strategy, everything that's going to be happening, the all new upcoming news. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe.